tubeera kubi atuna kwenyumya ennyo olaba abaana abato bakuyunivasite abana bayize bannange kibi nnyo kiswaziza nnyo nga abademokratibasize n'abademokratibasitekuka mu kintu soka nga dipi tugitadde mu kkooti zaagala ebeeremu najjakubiriza abagenze nga banyize zennagange fyana dipi fiira mu dipi jakubeera mu dipi bano batukyangalanya gamba jakukola kikuddeo kujakuuka ganabo
Wekitiibwa mukisinzamu kukwatiramu
okanira munda sirani yaweesi olwekyo yakusaba abagenze nga banyize tubagebangali bagenze nga banyize tufiiriza abakulembeze abalungi abaana abadde abalungi nga beesiimyewo naye nsaba katonda atukwatizeko ekibiina kino kidde kino kyakyo kubanga tuze tumenya abantu gye bakoze enkulo balaze ekibiina kyabwe bakyagala ate kiri mu Uganda yonna. Members of the country, because in this delegate conference we had so many delegates from all over the country. Yesterday and today we have made a statement. The Democratic Party members made a statement that the Democratic Party is for them. I would like to encourage those who have gone unsatisfied, please come back to DP. And I would like to warn the Electoral Commission, those who are just appointed, because in our constitution we are supposed to elect, not to appoint presiding officers, that we should do truth and justice when we are doing our things, because that is what we believe in. Thank you all, Democratic Party members. Don't get discouraged. Let us stay strong. Let us work for the party. We shall get there.
Thank you.
Briefly, my name is Aditya. I've been one of the first candidates. This has been the saddest election that has happened in the history of Ukraine. It has led us to an outcome which we reject. We think the country should reject the outcome of this election. There has been no credibility in the election. Everything was plowed. Proper delegates did not vote. Delegates who were picked from the universities around the Barra area, including 14 years old children who were failing to vote. There was a lot of intimidation from the Electoral Commission. It was not hearing anybody. And our leaders who have been in this party, in the camp of Nobody MAO, very senior party leaders, were the presiding officers of this election. They were allowing people to vote multiple times. I fought for the first time in my life publicly when I found people were giving multiple votes and ballot papers to vote. This was not given by one person, several people who were allowed to vote. And the MAO back again campaign team had a security force that was manning the security of the elections. So that time we put an effort to fight on the stage, we will be blocked by them. I even had to slap one of the security guys. I regret that action because I have never fought publicly in my life. But what we saw yesterday required physical fighting.
What's the next one?
I think the outcome of this delegates conference is a very difficult one, and I say it should be rejected at all costs. Today morning, up to 6 p.m., we have been fighting in the Tally Center, fighting to call for a normal process of vote counting. It took us over 8 hours negotiating with the Electoral Commission with the party to negotiate about what should be an obvious process, counting the votes of the presidential candidates. Yesterday we voted using one ballot box for the presidential candidate. Today there was ballot 12 that we didn't know about, and ballot 12 had votes over 500 of them for one candidate. Consistently, In that ballot box, the only votes that were not for Dr. LULUME and for myself were votes that were not cast. And there were less than 5 of them. But so the rest of them, over 500 of them, were cast in the names of a candidate. And then the other ballot box had all our votes. We saw in the counting process, some votes were picked from the ballots of the ballot box of the presidential candidates. These votes were dumped as wasted votes without anybody seeing them. I believe those were my votes. We have 146 constituencies, no, districts in Uganda. These ones each gave us 3 delegates from each district. We have 353 constituencies. They each gave us 2 delegates, 1 female and 1 male. We have 46 members of National Executive Committee and 126 members of parliamentary group. These ones add to 1,316 votes, delegates. Now, the votes got by all presidential candidates, including 10 invalid votes, added to 1,369. That means we had votes in excess. We had votes in excess by over 50. Over 50 votes in excess. Now, we asked the Electoral Commission to give us the list they were following for inviting delegates to come and vote. The Electoral Commission told us he will not give it to us. We said how many ballot papers were printed for the presidential candidates. He said he will not give it to us. We said, were there serial numbers of these ballot papers? He said he's not going to give it to us. We said, how many ballot papers will remain uncast? He said he will not give it to us. Now we said, is this an election? With the 500 plus votes that were imported all for one candidate, is this an election? With one ballot box added, when the delegates voted in one ballot box, is this an election? Now this was just for the president. The other positions were all not counted. They were all not counted. I was in the tally center with some few people. Candidates were rejected. The votes being announced here by the Electoral Commission are guesswork. He even announced people here without telling you, the media, how many votes they got, who they competed with. This is not what democratic parties will be like. I ran as president in this party to express my dissatisfaction, but also to expose how dirty our party politics has been. We did not elect an electoral commission. We did not choose a tribunal. 180 people applied. 109 of them were removed without explanation. And that's why people were fighting here. This delegates conference was supposed to last for 3 days only. We have lasted here, as we talk now, the 5th day. People came here, they slept hungry. I have not eaten food in 36 hours. I haven't eaten food, I've just been surviving on water. 36 hours. And when we have been surviving on water, we have been fighting physically, fighting bad things in the party. I feel my body is fatigued, but I feel encouraged that I was able to do this up to this level. I want to make recommendations to the country that if Ugandans don't wake up, we do not have political parties that are alive, that are going to represent the views of Ugandans. We have parties that are controlled, parties that are not operating according to our laws. I want to encourage Ugandans to be very strong and call these bad leaders to order. DP members across Uganda, you do not have a national executive committee. We are going to be consulting with our lawyers to find out if we will want to proceed to courts of law. I am a believer in truth and justice. And where I see truth and justice is being compromised, and if you are around me, I will slap you immediately, and that's what I did. If you're not around me, I will pursue you using the law. I slap people here, that is already sorted. I told off people here, that was already done. I saw rubbish happening in the tally center, I mentioned it out. Today I want to apologize to UPDF. I was about to slap their commander. I feel sorry that was happening like that, but because the security we had here was actually the best we have had here in Uganda, I want to congratulate them, except one scenario. He should forgive me because I respect the forces, they are our best. In Mbarara here we felt secure. Despite all provocations, the security did not touch us. So I feel they deserve a hug. They are not here present, but through the media, we salute all the security forces who have deployed in Mbarara to man the DP elections. They have been very patient with us. They have helped us a lot. There might have been some wrong things, one or two, because of provocations from the different processes. I, on behalf of my task force, and on behalf of the people who are fighting for change, say we are very sorry to the security. We encourage them to be like this in the other future programs. We believe Uganda's security is in their hands. We believe in processes like this, they should be neutral as we saw today in Mbarara. Thank you so much. A proud man, but I'm not proud because what happened here was good. I am proud because I was part of the people who exposed this dirt, part of the people who fought very hard, and I'm going to be fighting again. In the coming 1 or 2, 3 days, I'm going to be addressing the press with my task force, and I'll be giving my final decisions arising from this delegates conference. And I want to say, let the country be at peace, let the members be at peace, let everybody go home. The delegates, they have suffered enough for 5 days. I wish them journey masses, and I hope they're going to arrive safely. I've never seen him wrestle before. Yesterday I saw him wrestle, and he was wrestling in justice. Doctor, thank you, and may God bless you. We will continue fighting for our party. For Honorable Engineer Sebamala, I want to say you did your best. You would have been among us, but because of injustice in the party, you were locked up. Honorable Dumba Julius, if the fees was not high, you would have been the presidential candidate in the race. I regard you that way. Next time, we want you to exercise your right and lead your party. Thank you so much, and blessings to everybody.
Manyinjino abantu banakuwa banadibbi bonna n'abatali banadibbi babadde beesunga olunaku luno titugenda kuvaayo amawazi ebbali ng'ekibiina kikutte kusobola okuwa bannadibbi essuubi nti ndibbi ekyasobola okubeera neyagagaze ebaddewo leero mukuga mbyogeddeko mu lusuubi tosobola kubeera na delegates conference y'abantu 1,316 naye bw'ogatta omululu gw'abapulezidenti omukubiddwa nga bali buli 1,350 kiba kitegeeza nti eyo polling station abantu bonna bajja, abantu bonna balonda. Olaba ne electoral commission tesobola kukkiriza polling station eronze 100 ku 100 era ebeera rejected neatolo delegates conference. Ebintu bya MAO bibadde byewuunyisa buli kaseera. Bino bimwalabye ku ntya kyabadde kituuze. Bannaffe abo babadde ne polling stations 2 temwalabyawo gye twakubideko akalulu naye nga balina ne polling station endala eyabadde eya MAO exclusive. Era bwe bamaze okubala eyaffe okusotinga eyaffe balyoka bajjayo endala mu ngeri ya kimpatiira ne balyoka bayiwa obululu ne babugatta na buli ng'obululu obwo bwa MAO yekka babaza obululu obusuka 6 tebuli ku muntu omu. Kati bw'obuwulira wano muswavu naye ateeka okuteekako feesi eraga nti no waliwo akamwenyumwenyu bulavu. MAO tasobola kubaako kibiina kimujja kitwala. MAO tagenda kubeera nga attractinga bakandidates, abantu tebagenda kumukkiriza. Nabagamba nti olunaku olwajjo twali kugenda okubeera okunyweza obufumbo bwa MAO ne Museveni naye nga naffe atutwaliddemu era ekibiina kyaffe kukiyiika oba kukinyigula. Akati okusalawo kuno okwekimpatiira kugenda kukosa nnyo bannaddipi era twetegekera ebigenda okuddirira. Abantu baffe tebagenda kubeera basanyufu. Essuubi lye babadde nalyo linyikiddwa olunaku olwaleero olw'enkola ya MAO ne banne ogassemu ne state esenkenye ekibiina kyaffe entake. Tugenda kubeera nga twebuuza mu weeks 2 ngenda kubeera nga mbuulira eggwanga kyekitugenda okuzzaawo. Mu weeks 2 tugenda kubeera nga kubanga kubeera n'abantu abafaananako nga bano ab'emitima egyekko abatwala ekibiina ky'abantu batebeeyagalidde babanga baseddubuto erisobya tekubaana tebazaala abantu ab'engeri eyo tebakkiriza. So ekyo kituliko njagala okubebaza n'amawulire musobodde okwolesa bye tuyiseemu tuyise mu buzima. Abantu bakubiddwa memba basibye enjala basuze enjala ababadde obusente bwawebwaga. Ekyo tetulina kubeera mu ddiba si enkola yaffe, naye bwekibeera ng'obuwambe bwongedde kumyumyulwa state nga bwetugirabye wano, olaba bakagama, olaba poliisi, olaba ababajja bali mu plane bakuula bululu, bano bateekamu bubiri mamu bakumbira mu kuterubona nobeewo n'ekisajja ekirala kyetwakutte kitaddemu obululu n'abalala obwana yana bwe balooze wano nekugenda abugoda egesi conference etamufana. So tugenda kuteeka emitwe gyaffe wansi olekawefu batali wangujjo tunabeeranga tulwanya olutalo olwo nga tuweereddwa amagezi nga tutakuza mu bwangu tujja kubategeeza wanabeerawo ekirala ekyokukola ekyo tujja kubategeeza. Mwebale nnyo, mwebale ddala. Also, because of the glaring mistakes, glaring acts of impunity that have been visited to this party, which guarantee both the impunity and also guarantee the captivity of the party and the twinning it or marrying it with the NRA. Something that people had hoped this time around, that we would be in position to redeem our party from this captivity. It looks like that situation has become bleak and we must invent other ways. We have glaring evidence that these guys are thugs. They are manipulators. How can you have one ballot box in which we all put our votes, and then when you go to the talent center, you develop another ballot box in which put votes for only one candidate? Nobody now is here swearing in, and he looked as if he's upbeat. I know inside himself he's sad, because the marriage of convenience he has with the NRM and Museveni will continue haunting him, and he will make our party lose most of the people who had the courage to pick the party card and run on it. This is going to be very difficult. We remember 3 of our esteemed members of parliament quit the party because of lack of direction. To them, I was telling you, they want to sit down and find a new direction. So those who quit and gave reason for lack of direction were right, but he will he will pretend that the party had direction. The party is directionless. That is why we needed to retrieve it from that situation. He has thwarted that effort by rigging this election. Can you imagine a delegates conference which is supposed to be a maximum of 1,316 members, to have voters of the presidential candidates being 1,359, 53 votes ahead of all the delegates that you should have expected in maximum. That is testimony that everybody voted, many people voted twice, yet not all the delegates came. Certainly not all the delegates came. But can you imagine having more than total number of delegates in that votes? It can happen. Even the Electoral Commission that will lose this independent Electoral Commission of Uganda will not accept a polling station with 100% votes. They will not accept that, and that one will be disqualified. Look at the delegates conference of the Democratic Party, which received more than 100%, actually it is 104%. It can't be acceptable. So these are the testimonies that MAO and his group have rigged this election and have absurdity of the worst kind to a party called the Democratic Party. We shall fight on, but it will depend on our assessment whether we can continue chasing our shadow in the course of law or do something else. It will be determined by the consultation that we are going to make. And in 2 weeks, I can assure you, we shall give the direction, new direction.
Thank you.